नमस्कार। अगर आप इसी प्रकार के यूनिक इंटरेस्टिंग विषयों पर वीडियोस देखना पसंद करते हैं तो आप ये बटन दबाएं ताकि हम आपको अगली बार अपना नया वीडियो रिलीज होने पर सूचित कर पाए।
Mahabharata. Queen Gandhari had 100 sons, the 100 Kauravas, and every one of them was killed in war by the Pandav prince Bhim. Remember, after the war, Gandhari's cursed to Lord Krishna that his entire family will also be destroyed just as all Kauravas were killed. Gandhari asked Sri Krishna why he did not allow even one of her 100 sons to survive, even though there was one Kaurava prince who had objected to the dishonoring of Queen Draupadi after the game of dice. He was furious at his elder brothers Duryodhan and Dushasan for committing such a crime. Who was this Kaurava prince? Why did Sri Krishna let him die at the Mahabharata war even though he objected to the crimes against Draupadi? Did the entire Yadav dynasty of Sri Krishna perish due to Queen Gandhari's curse? Were there no survivors? What if I tell you there is one Kaurav prince who lived after the Mahabharata war? Who was he? What is his story? How is he linked to Sri Krishna's dynasty? Did the Kaurav and the Yadav family survive even after Sri Krishna's human avatar? I am Ikshvaku Vaivaswat. Through my riddles, I am here to create sufficient inquisitiveness in your minds so you can self-discover your heritage. The Kaurav prince who had objected to Queen Draupadi's dishonoring was Prince Vikarna. In spite of being righteous and objecting to the misdeeds of his elder brothers Duryodhan and Dushasan, just like Bhishma Pitama and Guru Dronacharya, in spite of knowing he was on the side of Adharma, he continued to support his brothers in the Mahabharata war. Vikarna was righteous but a proud Kaurav. He chose to fight alongside his brothers and die instead of living alone and failing to do his duties towards his brothers and his family. Sri Krishna's human avatar was to establish the victory of Dharma over Adharma. Just like for Karna, Bhishma Pitamaha and Guru Dronacharya, how could Sri Krishna allow Vikarna to live when he was on side of Adharma? What example of Dharma would he had set then? Which is why Sri Krishna let Vikarna perish in the Mahabharata war. But the story of Vikarna does not end here, and in spite of the curse of Queen Gandhari, the Yadu Vansh of Sri Krishna had to live on. Dharma had to prevail. The message of Gita needed to be preserved and passed on. There were still noble men in the Yadu Vansh in Sri Krishna's dynasty. Here enters Pradyumna, the virtuous son of Sri Krishna. On learning about Queen Gandhari's curse, Pradyumna took it upon himself to preserve the Yadu Vansh of Sri Krishna. He approached Queen Gandhari and promised her he would bring back the dead noble Prince Vikarna before he enters the Yamlok. The brave son of Sri Krishna, Pradyumna, went through many ordeals and brought Vikarna back to life, reuniting Queen Gandhari with her only righteous son, Vikarna. Pradyumna and Vikarna became close friends. Vikarna stood by his friend alongside Dharma in his fights against Samba and the evil mighty Kali demon, and the rest is history to be explored and learned from. There are many lessons we learn from the story of Vikarna. Being righteous by heart does not mean we will be saved if we choose to side with those who follow Adharma. Staying silent or watching injustice being performed on others is as bad, if not worse, than doing injustice itself. Due to their prarabdhs, Bhishma Pitama and Guru Dronacharya stood silent and watched injustice, whereas Vikarna stood up against injustice even if it was performed by his own brothers. He reasoned with his brothers, trying to take them to the path of righteousness. Standing up for Dharma, for what is right, in spite of how difficult it might seem initially, never goes unrewarded. Through our righteousness, खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा खुद बंदे से पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. I am Ikshvaku Vaivaswat. I'll be back with another riddle from a different section of our glorious heritage. Until then, I leave it upon you to contemplate on the other hidden lessons from the story of Vikarna.